Hello Sky Blue Army, welcome to my new series. This is Coventry City Top 10. So over the next few weeks, there's going to be various episodes of Top 10 Coventry City moments. We're starting today with, well, probably the obvious one, Top 10 Most Memorable Goals. Now obviously these are personal to me. Feel free in the comments below to put your favourite goals of all time when it comes to Coventry City. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I'm nearly on 1,000 subscribers, and obviously if you subscribe, you're the first to get my song videos, and hopefully I'll do one for every game this season. I'm getting there so far. You'll be the first to see all of the new content I'm creating as well. So like and subscribe now below, and that'll be fantastic. Let's crack on with top 10 memorable goals. A small caveat, but an important one, is I'm only going to be showing goals of games that I've been to. Because after all, football is a spectator sport, isn't it? So obviously that means I need to give a few honourable mentions of goals that I can't put in there for that reason. Don Hutchinson, Ellen Road, Gary McAllister against Derby County, that amazing volley, because we lived in London at the time, so we watched that on Sky. I wasn't actually at the cup final because I was 9 at the time and my dad couldn't get his ticket, so gutted. So I can't put Keith Houchin's diving header in there, for example. So it does make it a little bit trickier. Do try that. Try and only put in games that you've been to, those goals. And actually a really important honourable mention. I think it's the best of the goals that won't go in this list. And it's a goal that doesn't really get the credit it deserves, I don't think. And it's Gary McSheffrey's goal away at Crystal Palace. Now, in this game, Jay Bothroyd himself scored a corker. Even Marcus Hall scored. What a crazy game it was. But look at this first touch. I mean, the ball is coming from over his head. He's running at pace and manages one of the most incredible first touches I think you'll ever see. And in the same movement, volleys it towards goal as well. And actually makes it difficult because he volleys it low. I mean, obviously we'd all love to see it in the top corner, but he volleys it low and makes it difficult for the goalkeeper. An incredible goal. Obviously that isn't going to make it onto my list, but I thought it deserves a mention anyway. So Gary McSheffrey at Crystal Palace. So let's crack on. Number 10. Number 10 is important to me because it's the first ever goal I saw at Highfield Road. So this was my first game. Against Oxford United in March 1987, so a couple of months before the big day. And you remember these games so vividly, don't you, when you first see the grass and you just get a sense of what it feels like to be in that atmosphere. And Dave Bennett scored a goal where he jinked him from the right hand side, went between a few defenders, managed to get it from a very tight angle, and then of course the wiggle, he does the little wiggle in front of the West Terrace, and that was right in front of me. So the first game I was at, and this is the first goal I ever saw scored, and I think it's important that I put that in there. And also a little nod to Robbie Keane's first goal against Derby County, because it's very similar, isn't it, the way Bennett comes in from the right and scores from a very, very tight angle. So that was number 10, David Bennett.
Good play by Gin, blocked by Phillips. Bennett got his back to goal, but he's been able to turn. Oh, and it's fallen for Bennett. Yes! Perfect start to the second half for Coventry.
Number 9, I don't think it really needs much introduction actually. This was such an important game for us. I think this is where things started to turn after what had been a horrendously turbulent few years for the club. 43,000 of us at Wembley to see us play Oxford United, and this was probably the poorest Cov City team I've seen, without doubt. Well, it must be. It's the team that took us down to the lowest league, isn't it? But there was just something about this occasion, and this goal certainly that George Thomas scored, which meant so much for the club. It was the first time I'd seen, obviously, Coventry at Wembley, and I put together a compilation video from the fans' perspective, and well, I think this goal just speaks for itself, so enjoy. This is number 9 for me, George Thomas. Number 8, and this will certainly be in my top 10 games, Coventry City games of all time. This was an incredible match. Lucky if you were there. This was us playing Nottingham Forest at home, and it ended 5-4. And any game where you're 4-0 up and then the other team comes back to make it 4-3 before half time is obviously an insane game. And my favourite goal actually was Kevin Gallagher, and of course it was like a Todd Kane moment. Did he mean it or not? It didn't really matter at the time because I saw it from a distance from the West Stand, but as he chipped it over Crossley's head, the crowd went absolutely wild.
Billings clearance, Speedy, who's really fired up to play well here today. Involved again, now Regis in space in the middle. Good ball too, and Gallagher's got 3 again. Oh, what a goal! Two in the space of a minute for Kevin Gallagher. And I can't believe it here at Coventry. But Mark Crossley and the Nottingham Forest goal must take the lion's share of the blame for this. The ball was played out to Gallagher, and I'm sure that Crossley was expecting a centre to the far post because he seemed to get himself completely in the wrong position. Maybe that's what was intended. Whatever, it was a bad goalkeeping error.
Number 7, the main man, Peter Ndlovu. This was his goal against Wimbledon at home. We did actually lose the game, but this is such a memorable goal for me. We were actually in the Sky Blue stand, which was unusual. We were normally in the West stand, but for this one we were just behind it as he hit the ball. And what I love about this, and the commentator makes reference to it, is the directness of it. As soon as he gets that ball, he knows exactly what he wants to do, and the moment it left his foot, my dad next to me said that's it. And you just sense with Ndlovu, as soon as he got that ball, he knew exactly where he wanted to take it. And I think our players currently need to use a bit of that. Our players need to have that decisiveness, you know, just to go at and hit the ball. And of course, hit the ball from a distance, which is something we seem to be struggling with this season. But Ndlovu could do that, couldn't he? Magic man. So number 7 for me. We're on, aren't we? Yes, number 7 is Peter Ndlovu against Wimbledon.
Quinn. Now Ndlovu. Ndlovu! Well, that was worth coming to see just on its own. A magnificent goal by Peter Ndlovu. "21 years of age and still plenty of time to get even better." Thrashed past Sagers with terrific power and conviction, and from the moment that he got it, there was only one thing on his mind. For once he was isolated against one defender, and boy did he make the most of it.
Number 6, what a goal, what a game. Even though we were in League 2, and it just goes to show that no matter how far you drop, you can still have these incredible matches and brilliant goals. And if you were lucky enough, like me, to be at Notts County away in the semi-final of the playoffs, what a game. The crowd were phenomenal. I mean, just like you've been this season away from home. Didn't stop singing, stood for the whole game. Notts County didn't know what had hit them. And the reason I put this goal in, it was the second goal we scored, and it was the winning goal in the end, although Notts County did have that dodgy one disallowed, didn't they? But it was Mark McNulty's goal, because the way the move happened, the move was a lovely move anyway, the way he struck it and just went absolutely mental. You saw the adrenaline rush in him, transfer to the fans. You just felt that goal as it hit the back of the net, and it was that goal that made you think, we have got this. You know, I think we're going to get to Wembley again. So yeah, Mark McNulty is my number 6. Well, I'm doing this on New Year's Day, so this is a really appropriate one. This is number 5. And this is Noel Whelan against Southampton, which was on New Year's Day. And what a wonderful goal this was. Noel Whelan, just someone who could make magic happen. And this was a brilliant goal at home where he practically ran, he ran the whole half, didn't he? And ran the Southampton defenders ragged. Yes, probably their defending was suspect. But again, like I said about the Ndlovu goal, Noel Whelan was direct. You know, look at the pitch he's playing on. It's horrendous. But his ability to control the ball and waltz around defenders and make a goal happen out of nothing. So Noel Whelan against Southampton is goal number 5.
Noel Whelan cuts inside. He's still going, Whelan. He's beaten 2 defenders. Chance. Whelan still going. Oh, it's sensational stuff. Noel Whelan pulls it out of the fire at the death again. Really quick feet, just a bit of luck, but then the perfect finish.
Goal number 4, a little bit cheeky here actually, because I'm putting kind of two for one, because actually I remember these 2 goals as almost joining together. It was that fabulous festive season where we beat Liverpool 5-1 and we followed it up with a 3-0 win against Villa on Boxing Day. 2 of Mickey Quinn's goals in those games. The first goal against Liverpool and the second goal against Villa. But, you know, I'm perhaps cheating a bit here, but I'm putting them as goal number 4, Mickey Quinn.
Gallagher. Oh, good footwork. Now Rosario, Coventry are beginning to flow. Kenny Sampson's gone on the overlap. Here he is, the former England player. And that's a good cross as well. Fabulous goal. Mick Quinn continues that astonishing scoring record since he came here, initially on loan from Newcastle, but having confirmed his full-time transfer this week, is absolutely delighted. And what a scoring record. 7 goals in, this is his 5th game.
Sanson's throw. Coventry still have the opportunity. Rosario. And again for Quinn. And this time they've made it count. Mick Quinn the scorer.
Goal number 3, we're back to Nuddy. I was away at West Brom for this game, and I was actually at the far end when he got the ball and scored the goal that put the nail in the coffin for West Brom in the FA Cup. What a goal it was. And I'm sure lots of you, you know, even if you weren't around at the time, born at the time, have seen this goal on YouTube. Literally ran the length of the pitch, and you know, the defenders just didn't know what to do about him. He did a similar thing, didn't he, at Anfield, when he got his hat-trick. Once he was running at you, it was so difficult to know which way he was going to go. Sometimes he probably didn't even know, but what a finish it was. And I remember seeing it at the far end, and when it struck the back of the net, you thought, how has he scored from there? But an incredible balance Ndlovu had, and ability with both feet, because look at what he scores this goal with his left foot, and he could actually use both just as well. So Peter Ndlovu at the Baggies.
Six minutes away from extra time, and Peter Ndlovu's dancing feet carried them through to a 4th round date with Norwich. Some goals were just made to be winning goals. Ndlovu is one of the true naturals in the English game.
We're nearly there. Now, probably the best goal that I've ever seen Coventry City score. I don't think you'll see any better. And you'll think, well, therefore, why is it not at number 1? Well, I'll tell you why it's not at number 1 in a minute. But number 2 is actually Noel Whelan's goal against Wimbledon away. And we talked about McSheffrey's technique earlier. The technique for this goal, both from McAllister, from his pass, which, if you look at that, we play this pass often, don't we, at the moment, across to Dabo or across to Matson, across the pitch, and they ping a pass superbly. But McAllister's pass is that positive diagonal pass, which goes into the corner of the area, which obviously is a lot more attacking and gives the strikers a lot more options. So that pass in itself is incredible. But then the finish from Whelan, it goes without saying, and I do believe he meant it. I don't think it's like Kevin Gallagher necessarily or Todd Kane. I think he had that ability, because actually if you look in the box, there's no one there for him anyway. So I think he is looking to pluck that first time volley over. I presume it was Hans Sagers, I'm not sure, but right into the top corner. So watch and enjoy this incredible goal. Noel Whelan, number 2.
Good ball is curled up there for Whelan. Whelan on the volley. Spectacular goal for Coventry.
The last but not least, probably doesn't surprise you. It sounds a bit cliche, doesn't it, when you say Darren Huckerby against Man United in the 3-2 win. But actually it's not. There's a reason it's there, for me especially. I was in the West Terrace with my brother watching that, and we were so ecstatic at 2-2. Taking a point against Man U at home was incredible. We were so chuffed when Dublin got his pen. And then when you saw Huckerby just approaching, you thought, surely this isn't going to happen. And this was a good time for me, of course, because it was 97, so I was in late teens, and you're just really enjoying your football at that point. And you know, you're getting into 20s, starting to go to the pub, having a few drinks, going to the game. It meant so much. And what I love about the goal is not only the run, the Whelan little barge to get the final player out of the way is nice, but also just what's magic about the goal is the trickle into the corner. I think that's what makes it. It's like when Max scored that goal against MK Dons that trickled over the line. There's something about it just going gradually in, and it's like on those cheesy moments in films when the crowd goes silent and it stops and you see the ball roll. Well, actually that's exactly how it felt to us, because as we saw the ball trickling, we thought surely that's not in, and as soon as it hit the back of the net, went mental. And the reason this is top for me is the goal was fantastic anyway. The adrenaline rush I got, and actually I'm on the video as well, which is nice. So I've just highlighted me going absolutely demented in my city top, and it just meant so much in that occasion to beat Man U. And then when Beckham had a free kick and fell on his arse at 3-3, that made it. Fell on his arse and didn't make it 3-3. That made it even better. So number 1, Darren Huckerby against Man U. Thank you for watching. Look forward to the next top 10 video, which I'll be doing next week. Okay, as I say, please subscribe and you'll be able to see all of this content as it comes in. Play up, Sky Blues.